Apache Junction Council meeting of June 4th, 2024 to order, and ask everyone to put their cell phones on silent. The invocation will be led by Councilman Heck and the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Nesser.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege and freedom we have of being able to gather together this evening to discuss city business. We ask that you give the staff and council wisdom and clarity in their decision-making. Keep us mindful that we serve the residents of this city. We ask you to watch over the men and women who serve in our military the world over. Keep them safe in these troubling and turbulent times. We ask also for your blessing on our first responders, including our police and fire departments, along with our EMS personnel. Please keep these brave men and women safe in their duties to protect and care for the residents of this city. Thank you for the honor and privilege we have to serve the residents of this great city. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
I'm in.
Mayor Wilson,
Here.
Vice Mayor Schroeder,
Present.
Councilmember Cross,
Here.
Councilmember Heck,
Here.
Councilmember Johnson,
Here.
Councilmember Nesser,
Present.
Councilmember Suller.
Here.
You have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. Consent agenda. As a reminder, all items under consent agenda will be approved with one motion. If a council member wishes to remove an item for further discussion, the request must be made prior to approving the consent agenda and will be moved to new business. Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Suller,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Nesser,
Yes.
Councilmember Cross,
Yes.
Councilmember Heck,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Mayor Wilson.
Yes.
Motion passes, Your Honor.
Thank you. We've got no awards and presentations. Regional intergovernment updates. Anyone have anything? Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Drew that water real quick, didn't you?
Almost choked on it. I had the privilege of participating in the Memorial Day service at Mountain View Funeral Home on Monday, the 27th of May. Apache Junction was well represented at this event. Our mayor spoke and gave his experiences during the Vietnam War. Robert King, a senior ranking officer within the Masons, spoke as well. Both of our VFWs were present for the event. Each VFW presented a wreath to honor our fallen soldiers. The AJ Mounted Rangers participated with their mounted unit presenting the colors, as well as presenting a wreath to honor the fallen. It was an exceptional event and one exceedingly important to assure that we never forget the sacrifice these brave men and women gave for our country. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'd just like to take a moment of silence for the Gila River Indian Community Police Officer, Officer Breezy. He was shot and fatally wounded. He was an officer in training. His field training officer was shot and gravely wounded and is recovering in the hospital. The funeral services for him will be at the Sun Valley Community Church, 5545 South Lindsay Road on Saturday at 9 o'clock, if anybody'd like to go. But I'd like to take one moment of silence for him. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Well, I have a quick little, besides doing the memorial service, but also I spoke at the AJ High School graduation. They had some special graduates there to this time that I recognized in the aspect on it. Our Parks and Rec Director, Liz Leyenbach's son was included in the graduating class this year. It was a good turnout, and kids celebrated something fierce. City Manager's report.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bryant Powell, City Manager. Tonight, I want to highlight a special event over at the library. It's called the Summer Reading Kickoff Adventure, and we do it each year to celebrate the beginning of the summer. And it reminds everyone of the importance of reading during the summer to prevent summer reading slide. It was a fantastic event. This year, we had over 700 people attend, and we ran out of ice cream. So that always kind of helps. So we have a regional distribution center in the city of AJ, Apache Junction, with Bluebell, and they are gracious sponsors sometimes of bringing out some real neat treats. All ages joined, and Pam and her team were just so excited to be able to kick it off and get our wonderful summer season going. I don't have any pictures of this, but we are hearing numbers out of the Parks and Recreation Department with our kickoff to the pool season, with terrific numbers and great support going in from our community of coming out and swimming and being safe and swim lessons. We are so excited to be able to offer the Superstition Shadows Aquatic Center open 7 days a week, and thrilled to be able to do that. Your Honor, that concludes my report, and today, also, we do not have any other special events, so we can or current events from Eli, so we'll turn it back to you.
Oh, okay. Public hearings, presentation, discussion, and public hearing consideration, resolution number 2418, adopting tentative budgets and estimates assessments of the Apache Junction Street Lighting Improvement District for fiscal year 2025.
Mr. Mayor, I'll take this one.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, staff presented to the City Council the annual proposed tentative budget for the streetlight improvement districts throughout the city. Tonight is the required public hearing, and so we have nothing further to present about it, but this is as required by law to have a public hearing before your consideration for the budgets of the streetlight improvement districts.
Okay. Any discussion from the council? Don't see any. I will now open the public hearing. There's a 5-minute time limit with a minute warning that you'll hear. Please state your name and address for the record. Anyone like to speak on this? Wow. Okay. I will now close the public hearing and ask for a motion for item number 11, resolution 2418.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that resolution number 24-18, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Apache Junction, Arizona, adopting the statements and estimates of expenses of the Apache Junction Street Lighting Improvement District, which shall constitute the budgets of the districts for fiscal year 2024 through 2025 pursuant to ARS 48616 and 4217101 be approved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Nesser,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Cross,
Yes.
Councilmember Heck,
Yes.
Councilmember Soller,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Schroeder,
Yes.
Mayor Wilson.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Okay, moving right on to old business. Continuing discussion and possible consideration for fiscal year 2024-25 Health and Human Services Fund recommendations.
Mayor, City Council, I'll take this one again as well. 2 weeks ago, it was presented to you all of the recommendations from the Health and Human Services Council. There was discussion among council about the possibility of changing up slightly those recommendations. We brought this forward for you for further discussion and consideration according to how you want to adopt those numbers. I have here for your reference the recommendations as presented by the commission, and we await your direction, and whatever you adopt will be moved forward with.
Discussion. Yes.
I know we had a the start of a lengthy discussion when we brought up this topic for consideration. And I believe that there is a need for us to take a deeper dive into the whole process, the mission of this Health and Human Services Commission in terms of looking at this funding. So I'm going to make a recommendation, I guess it needs to be a motion, that we accept the recommendation from the commission as presented. And then over the course of the year, we reevaluate and revisit this topic. But right now, when the time comes, I will make a motion to accept their recommendation.
Peter, which are you recommending, the 80,000 or the 90,000? You have two options.
And
That would be,
the budget does include 90,000 towards
okay, that'll
this,
be the
if the council,
90,000,
if that's a
sorry.
question.
yeah,
I'll
it would be the
second that.
Do I need, I wasn't really an official motion, so I don't know
Oh,
if
it's
I.
not.
We're still discussing.
Okay?
I mean, if I may, Your Honor?
Yes?
I know after the meeting, over the course of a few days, we got some enlightening emails from various members that are part of these charitable organizations and whatnot. And it did shed light as to why the requests were made and, you know, and the reasonings behind them. And so I feel that Chair Brennan made a great presentation and that the information should be, you know, followed at their recommendation.
Any more discussion?
I was the one that wanted to give the food bank more money. I'm good with Peter's recommendation of this year, going forward with what was recommended, but I do want to take a deeper look at how we're giving this money out next year. Because I think the food bank is one of the most major things we can do right now to help our citizens that are struggling in this trying time of bad budgets and high costs. So I'll go with Peter's recommendation, and I'll make a motion that we accept Peter's recommendation to go forward with it as is for $90,000.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call?
Councilmember Soller,
Yes.
Councilmember Nesser,
Yes.
Councilmember Cross,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Schroeder,
Yes.
Councilmember Heck,
Yes.
Mayor Wilson.
Yes.
Motion passes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I've heard you, and I will be bringing it back. I'll work with you on when to start the process of just maybe a kickoff work session before we do council direction to staff. Maybe towards the end of the summer or fall.
Brian,
Thank you.
Brian, is there any way that we could have a work session? Not just a Monday night work session, but almost like I don't know what to call it.
So Joel's going to chime in on.
I think, it sounds like you mean a special meeting to discuss Health and Human Services.
Maybe if it
code.
takes several hours, you know what I'm saying, to
Yeah.
sit and look at it. And I want to go over, like, you know, what was the original intent when Health and Human Services Commission was first set up? Should we look at some more definitive parameters of what the money can be spent for and things like that? And I'm not so certain that, you know, us sitting here and discussing it real quickly in 10 minutes or even 30, 40 minutes is adequate, you know. It's some kind of a work session where we can, you know, even if it's on a Saturday, you know, something where we can really look at this,
Or a work session night that doesn't have a lot of items.
whatever.
Start earlier. We'll talk. The answer
Okay.
is, the answer is yes.
And I
We
think
certainly
I would encourage, we also invite the members of the commission in as well.
Can we do a combined meeting then?
we can.
Well, would you want them the ability to speak?
Yes.
Okay, so it'd be a public hearing then. That would not be a work session.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, if you want them to speak, yes.
There's no way to have them just address us and have a discussion back and forth.
Well,
Not
they're
a
the
5
public.
minutes for you, 5 minutes for you, 5 minutes for you.
You could do that. Well, you could limit when people speak, it's 5 minutes. So it's already limited for a public hearing. But if you're going to do that, I think you have to have a public hearing.
So let me ask this question. In a similar fashion to like our retreats, we had a meeting where we invited the commission members along with city council and staff to hold a meeting. I realize it would be the public would be able to attend, but it would be a real give and take. Is that feasible?
Well, you mean commission members? Is that what you?
Yes, the commission members would be invited.
It depends how you list it.
I mean, I realize it
Commission members,
would be open to the public. Yeah.
Commission members could speak, but if you also wanted to open to a public, which we aren't supposed to do at those retreats unless you say so, but it has to be published as a public hearing. But we could mix it up with commission members also. We could do that too.
So we could have like a meeting that all of us can attend and the commission can attend, and it's not public, and we can do it back and forth?
No, if you're going to do if you're going to do a commission and city council, it needs to be a posted, agendized meeting, and it needs to be. It doesn't have to be a public hearing, but if you're going to invite people up from the public, then yes.
So
think
to me, what
we
it
were
sounds
kind
like,
of
Matt, I don't know if
talking-
this is where you're going. It sounds like to me this is a work session that is a public meeting, open to the public, that somehow the agenda item allows for you all, because we have had that interchange where we actually agendize either consultants or other people to interact with you. So we'll figure this out off.
Okay.
There's a way to do it.
And it won't be, no decisions will be made.
No.
No,
So it's a work session in that matter,
At least you
but
I'm
no
getting at.
decisions will be made.
this is just fact finding.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is just for clarification and
interface.
understanding.
Yeah, trying to work together with them.
Very good, thank
Okay,
you.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, I just want to clarify. I think that the Health and Human Services Commission did a great job. It's just that we got the numbers dumped on us, and we didn't have any time to really look at it or ask questions. Why so much here or not enough here? But I want them to understand they did a good job. But we just want to have a little more input, which means a little more time.
I agree with that, yes. We do not want to minimize the effort they put into this at all, so.
And that's why we passed it.
That's right.
So, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. And we have no new business, no direction to staff, selection of meeting dates, it's our next meeting. So now I'm down to the call to the public.
Oh,
Are we
I-
no,
dealing
that
with
was,
this?
we already did that.
That was on the consent
Oh,
agenda.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
And she left, so you can't say anything to her.
I would like to remind everyone the call to the public is courtesy and not required by law. It's a time for the public to express requests, communications, comments, and suggestions. A request to speak form must have been completed and handed to the city clerk before the end of the city manager's report. All issues shall be presented in a professional manner without personal attacks. Under the open meeting law, the council cannot engage in discussions on issues presented, but may respond to criticism, may direct the staff to follow up with the speaker directly and place the matter on a future agenda for a council discussion. There's a 3-minute time limit for each speaker. And I have one. Donna Carr. There it is. I knew I lost it again.
You know I gotta talk every time. But, I really don't have too much to bitch about tonight. I was just gonna say is when you were
Pull the
talking.
mic.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Hello?
There you go. Thank you.
I don't have too much to bitch about tonight. I was just gonna mention about when you talked about the food bank. I'm not sure who sets the guidelines there, but you might wanna raise them a little. I think it's like $1,200. If you make $1,200 a month, then you're eligible to go to the food bank. I ran into a young guy, only because I bought his motorcycle off him. He has to sell things every now and then. He's a single parent of 3, and he has no parents of his own because they've already passed away. So I look at stuff like that, and I feel bad for people. So I don't know if you can readjust the guidelines for people to be able to go to the food bank. But I'd also like to say, surprisingly, I'd like to say thank you to some of the council members who actually have been listening to me when I've talked about the reclaimed water, the mental health issue place that I complain about a lot. So I'd really like to thank you guys for at least taking the time to listen to me and speak to me outside, even though you can't cross-talk with me here. Thanks.
Thank you, Donna.
Any response from the council?
Yes.
Yes.
She mentioned it was $1,200 to be able to, I'm wondering what it would take to bump it up to 15 or 2.
So we don't have any
We
input
don't have
on the,
control on
yeah, not any control on that. Yeah, the food bank, other than if you wanted to talk to Eric and talk to their board, they have their own nonprofit board that makes those decisions, but we're not, that's not us yet.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you.